Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, and another good evening from another Eurovision night. Isn't that the best
What?
time?
Yes, what a great night full of surprises. Um, we have 10 new qualifiers. We have the final lineup for this year's final, and I'm so super excited. So, before we start, how many did you find in your predictions?
Oh, actually, Australia was my only wrong one.
I was gonna say who was the wrong one later, but how many out
Eh,
of 10?
a nine. I mean, if I only got one wrong.
Yeah, that's simple math, I guess.
What about yours?
I also had only one. I found 9 out of 10, but that was in Australia. That was someone else. But we're gonna say
That you're
soon.
gonna reveal soon. What about you guys?
Yeah, let us know in the comments how many did you find out of 10 in your prediction. Um, give us. So let's do what we always do. I mean, the tradition, the selfie tradition.
Oh,
To start this live because it's not gonna be as long as yesterday, which was like 2 hours. It's gonna be, I would say, around half an hour until the press conference starts. We're gonna have an extra special guest, so wait for that. We have Adli here. Hello,
hello,
Adli.
Adli.
He scored 8 out of 10. So which ones did you miss, Adli? Poland is definitely listening.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of friends texting me in the performance of Poland. Some like getting super confused about what was going on,
Mhm.
and some getting like super satisfied with what was going on.
Yeah.
That's absolutely like, let's say it was choice, and I mean I personally love it. I, yeah,
Yeah.
this is by the way. I'm playing with the cat that's
Shall we take her
that's
out?
attacking us. I will take her.
So
She went by
the
herself.
the plan for today. Let me.
Bring
Uh,
her.
the plan for the day and for this live is that we're gonna go country by country based on their running order and discuss what we thought about the performance and if we thought they qualified. They
Yeah.
would qualify.
And
At the-
also to get your points, I'm
Yes.
sorry, yeah, to also get your inputs about what you thought and if how satisfied are you with the results.
Yeah. Also, we were scoring the countries out of 30 personally. And we were three friends here, us two and another friend, and we made a top 16, our top 16, not the prediction. And we're going to reveal that by the end of this live. So stay
Yes.
tuned to see that.
It's very important that you do.
Yes. Let me bring your. This is yours.
Mhm. Yeah.
So let's first of all take the selfie for Instagram, and then we are gonna start with Denmark, the first country. So strike a pose.
Ay, caralho.
Do you wanna take the selfie this time?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Mm. I don't see my face.
I don't see one.
It's so nice because we get the TV there as well.
Yeah.
For Eurovision. All right, guys. So, Adley says, I predicted Denmark because of his fans and Georgia because she was the one of the best singers, but I think it was just not enough. Well, I would actually agree with you in terms
Yeah.
of Georgia because I was really in between if I would put like a non-qualifier or qualifier tag for her because the show was amazing. Actually, she did get a good score for me on vocals as well. Um, I will tell you about our category when we were actually breaking down the scores that we gave for each of these entries. Is that we judge them based on vocals, based on staging, and based on the song itself. So without the live vocals and without the staging, what do we think of the song? And for me, that might be the part that Georgia fell a bit short in comparison to the vocals and the stage, but we're gonna get there. But I'm sad actually Georgia is not in. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, sorry, I was closing the door because our cat is going crazy. And then posting the story.
All
So you
right.
can start talking about your opinion about Denmark as long as I post this story.
All right. So Denmark. Um, I'm not gonna. I don't have much things to say. Honestly, it was not my favorite entry even before Eurovision. Actually, that's the one that scored the lowest together with another country for me. Staging was the best thing that I think it did a good job. Denmark, in terms of songs, it's an interesting and unique song that we don't really get to see. But I think in comparison to the rest of the contestants, I was not seeing it stand out for me personally. Nonetheless, the execution in the end, it was, it was a good job, but I guess that was maybe not enough, apparently. What do you guys think? Does everybody like Denmark? What do you think of the song itself? What do you think of the staging? Did the colors work for you? Because there were a lot of elements with the colors changing and everything. I mean, not as much as Poland, but we're gonna get to that. But yeah, and what do you think?
What do I think? I'm
Hmm.
gonna tell my opinion in 1 second.
In 1 second, he's gonna tell us the opinion.
First of all, can we open a bit the window because it's so
Yeah.
hot? Um, so, my opinion about Denmark is that it's a song that really grew in me. You can open it like that, if it doesn't
I will.
bother
I
you.
will. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, it's a song that really grew on me when I was listening to it on Spotify. And in the beginning, I wasn't really enjoying it. Today, I felt that he did something that I didn't like that Armenia was doing last year. He was engaging much more with the camera and not as much with the live audience. We need to have a balance on that. Also, I know that was the type of the song and that was his intention, but the reverb was too high that at some point it was taking away the element of the live performance. Out of 30, I scored him with 21 out of 30. And I'm happy that we had the first Pharaoh one ever. That was a pleasure. But yeah, he was in one of my qualifiers.
Yeah. For me, out of 30, he scored 9.
9 out of 30?
Yes. I'm telling you because it's not put to put shade or whatever. I think there is quality in the sense of production and everything. I could really recognize that. It just did not work for me with a lot of things that went into it. Nonetheless, the presence was good.
Mhm.
That's why I gave what I gave. But I had a feeling that was not going to be a qualifier. But I would not be sad if they qualified.
Yeah, it's a very cute song. It's a very cute song. Let's move on to Armenia, which had a surprise today, the dance break that we were discussing about yesterday. And I would like to see what you guys are saying about the dance break. Do you like the dance break or not?
Well,
What do you say about the
as I
dance break?
stated yesterday, I think after the last year's channel's entry, we are starting to have this culture of adding and elevating the songs on the Eurovision stage by dance breaks. Maybe it would lead somewhere else in the future. Maybe not every song will have dance breaks, but they could have like these little 10 seconds of acts that are either dancing, that are either doing something to show the talent of the person. So I think that is definitely something that we're going to get to see in the future, and I personally am enjoying it. For Armenia today, necessarily, I did not think it was needed to have a dance break, but the fact that we did not bother me. I actually did enjoy that playfulness and seconds of get away from the song. Would I still enjoy the entry if we didn't have the dance break? I would. Did I still enjoy the entry with the dance break? I definitely did. So that definitely did not make it worse or better for me.
Mhm.
But nonetheless, she was flawless. She was actually one of my highest scoring entries of the night, and I think it really did a very good job. Not only staging, not only the song itself, but how everything was executed. What do you think?
I quite agree with you. I really enjoyed Armenia today. I do believe that this performance, this staging, is one of the most aesthetically pleasing performances we have this year. Everything screams beauty. the colors, the color palette, the way they dissolve into each other, the outfit that she's wearing, her face, the song itself, everything
Yeah.
for me screams beauty. And I think the dance break gave an extra spice to it. It wasn't needed, but it gave an extra spice. And for me, it had one of the best performances of the night. As a performance, I also found it kind of unique. I don't remember the last time we had a successful um, platform like that diagonically on stage.
Yeah, that was very unique.
Yeah,
Out of unique, yeah.
I think some other countries tried in different ways to have some platforms that could be a bit diagonically, maybe Bulgaria 2021 or
Mhm.
Azerbaijan with X My Heart, Cross My Heart in 2018, which was like again a platform like that, but it's not the same.
Mhm. Yeah. Yes.
So
Alright.
how much did you give it out of 30?
Out of 30, I gave Armenia 26. And the breakdown for that, vocally, 8 out of 10.
Mhm.
Stage wise, 9 out of 10. And song wise, 9 out of 10.
For me, it was 27 out of 30. I gave it 8 for vocals, 9 for performance, and 8 for song.
Sweet. So very close in the
Yeah,
sense
we're
of
very close.
breakdown. Yeah.
Good job. So let's see, Adley. I didn't like it when I saw it from the leak video, but I was pleasantly surprised that it looked good on TV. But yes, it wasn't needed.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. It didn't bother that it was there. It did not add for me, but it was really like still something that I really thought, okay, it's there and I don't mind it. It's beautiful. The thing is, I think she also like when you do these kind of breaks, dance break, or if you want to add another type of element of break, or like put the lights off for a few seconds or whatever, it's a very risky take because you really need to have that confidence as if you're a singer with yourself, and if you're as a part of the team executing these kind of things, you also need to have this eye and understanding if what you're doing will work with the performer itself. And I think with Armenia, it did really work in the sense that she did it very well.
I think they also needed a way for her to move from the platform. And
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, it was the only time that she actually left the platform and then she went back after she finished.
Mhm. Yeah, that was very important because sometimes you don't need to just also stand statically in one place. And I
Yeah.
think that's what we did as Cyprus last year as a wrong thing, that she was so beautiful and gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you wanted her to move the whole song, and she was not, and the dancers were moving.
She was moving the hips.
Yeah, so I think that was a good. That's a good observation.
Let's go to the next. Achilleas. Hello, guys. Hello, Achillea.
Hello.
Juan Pablo. Hi there.
Hello.
Hola, Juan. The results were pretty much predictable. The only thing I wasn't expecting was Georgia. It should be in the place of Belgium or Lithuania.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also, Georgia was my mistake. I thought she would gonna qualify, but I'm gonna tell you instead of who very soon when the time of this country comes.
Yeah, I think in the sense of predicting tonight's participants, the qualifiers, we did have a little bit of an easier job compared to semifinal one. I was also surprised with Georgia, but I could see it towards when they were announcing, and you see like there are 3 spots left and everything. I could tell. I could tell that Georgia was not going to be one of those, and I think it was a deserved spot to qualify. It did not, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
but that does not actually make the song like bad because everything is like very good with Georgia and
We're gonna talk about Georgia in a bit. Romania.
Romania.
What do you think about Romania?
Guys, honestly, I never paid attention to Romania. I saw it on their national final and I disliked it a lot. So I did not listen to it on Spotify. I did not really pay attention to it afterwards, and I didn't create any hype or expectation. But I'll be honest, when I saw it on the stage today, I found it like a pleasant act. Like I did not wanna skip it. I did not love it. It was just there, and it did really
You
make
didn't
me
love
feel
it?
like when you're in a restaurant or when you're in a cafe or whatever, and there's just or even a street musician like playing guitar with a nice voice. It's a song that you don't know. It's a song that you cannot connect to. You have no idea what it's saying, but it's just there playing, and you just are like, okay, that's something that I'm listening to. That's what I felt like. I actually did not mind it as much as I thought I was gonna mind it. I found his vocals very good. Like
And
he hit the highs and lows very well.
so, how much would you give it out of 30?
I gave it 13 out of 30.
Mm-hmm.
And the breakdown of it is that song wise, I gave it 3, but his vocals, I gave it 6, and staging, I gave it a 4.
Okay. Give me a second because I'm preparing our guest to come soon.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it 11 out of 30.
Mm.
It was my last place. No, actually, let me check. It was my last place. I gave him 9 for the vocals because I was indeed impressed for his vocal ability. He was great. The performance was so bad for me, so I gave him 1, and the song is also very bad for me, so I also gave him 1.
Sweet. What did you guys think about Romania? Because in the odds, I think Romania is in the last place,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not sure if there is even like a division of the side of people that like it, and the side
Albania
if
first
not.
half.
So, what did you guys think of Romania?
So you have Albania first half. Sorry about that. Albania first half, Belgium second half. So we're gonna have a lot of dance songs by there, and Estonia first half. Thank you, Adli, for giving us the updates.
Amazing. Thanks, Adli.
And then we have Juan Pablo is asking, do you think 100% televote will take us back to the 2000 style of acts in the contest?
That's interesting. I think it might do something to. It might actually spice up in a way of how competitive each act could make, and maybe that could be a way to elevate, like without relying on the jury and the vocals and whatever, to elevate in the other senses, perhaps. Although I would say, like Portugal, for example, this year they didn't really have much on the stage happening, but the talent was the highlight of that show. Like her voice, her presence, her ability to do everything that she did on the stage. So maybe, what do you think?
I think it's going to be very tricky because, yes, they're going to think, oh, let's go back to that style so we can qualify to the final.
Mhm.
But then they cannot go too much on that side because we're going to have 50% of juries in the final. So if they want to fail the final fully, they can go crazy like back then. So I think they're going to try to find a balance.
Yeah.
So we're not going to have so many crazy acts like, I don't know, Dustin the Turkey,
Mhm.
for example. So we're ready to have our guest here. That we're gonna start talking now about the right country, which is gonna be Estonia. But before we start, let's all welcome Sean. Hello, Sean.
Hello,
Good
Sean.
timing. Good timing. Hello, everyone. Because I really didn't think Estonia was going to qualify. Estonia's in my top 10 this year, and they qualified. They qualified. They qualified. I'm
So
thrilled.
you were very happy today because we also know that another country that you were not sure if they were gonna qualify did. But we're gonna talk about it later.
I was,
Not give
yeah,
spoilers.
we're going to talk about that later.
But tell us
Cheers
your
for
opinion about
Estonia.
Estonia. Cheers, cheers, Sean.
Listen, I always loved Estonia. And for me, it was always the best ballad in the semifinal. There's just something so classic about it and so heartfelt and so unfiltered, you know? These days, we get a lot of ballads influenced by Billie Eilish. And I find those ballads hollow, personally. Doesn't mean it's bad, but I find them a bit hollow. Estonia, for me, this year, could have had a voila moment. I don't like the staging, and that's what made me worried for it. That's what made me worried for it, yeah. But it qualified. I guess the people voted for the song, and that is why I love this 100% televote system because people actually do vote for the best songs. So, yep, Estonia, let's go. Hey, Adli.
Nice. The thing is, I think what gave Estonia a very big push is that personally, I did like the staging and what she was wearing, but I think Estonia had one of the most impressive endings of the act.
Yeah,
So I think that's something that gave her an upper hand because when you maybe the first minute of the song, what could be a bit boring, so people could be but when it ends like a boom, then people are like, I like that, and that's what happened in our
Yeah,
house as well.
yeah, we got goosebumps with that ending, and
Hmm.
she hit every note. I mean, she was just flawless. I don't think there is like even anything I could say just to say how good she actually was. Maybe what my note would be that I did like the dress, what she was wearing. I would just maybe make the color a bit something more contrasting, but even without that, it worked very well. But that's like a detailed,
Thank you.
comment about it.
Yeah, but the piano playing alone, it's something that it was nice. It was a
Yeah.
nice.
It's interesting. I was watching this semi-final with a couple of friends and a non-Euro fan, and the non-Euro fan, there she is.
Hello,
She was
Eurofan.
intrigued. She was intrigued. You coming to say hi? You can come.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello,
What's your
non-Euro
name,
fan.
friend?
I understand nothing about Eurovision. I was very interested. I can't hear anything.
Okay,
Oh my
so
God. Yeah, that's very, very good.
that's very interesting. So first of all, what's your name?
My name's Chrissy.
Hello,
Hi,
Christy.
Christy.
What was your
Hi.
favorite tonight? I'm very interested to hear.
Sorry.
Who was your favorite tonight? Your favorite actor?
My favorite. Oh no, Sean, tell me.
Armenia, Slovenia,
And
Austria.
Edgar and Poe. In that order.
Amazing. Actually, you did like a very. That's also our top three.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Sean, I'm the expert
Okay.
now.
What
How funny.
I would like to ask you as well another question. Who's your winner overall this year? Now that we know every single song.
You know every single song. She
Yeah,
doesn't.
I'm bad at this, guys.
So you didn't make her watch the performance of.
No, she didn't watch semi-final one.
I had
But
a
she's
night shift.
but she's here for the final, so we will answer that question at some point.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Ahmed,
I
if you
really
want
like
to stay with us, we're gonna continue talking. Feel free if you want.
you. No, I'm gonna leave this to the professionals because I
Okay.
will just be
Bye-bye.
like, oh, cool. I don't know what's
Pleasure.
happening. Yeah. Cheers. Bye.
So how much did you give Estonia out of 30?
Out of 30, Estonia scored for me 20, and the breakdown would be 8 for the vocals, 6 for the song because I didn't really pay attention for the song before.
Yeah.
Like I would listen to
Really?
and everything, but it really got me more engaging when it became visual.
Mhm.
It's
These
like
visuals.
sorry.
These visuals here or in Estonia?
No, these ones. Like when I saw it on the
Oh,
stage,
okay.
it really did grow on me, and that's why. And staging, I actually gave 6 as well because I had some comments about camera work, even though it majority of the time
Yeah,
worked.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing about the camera work. I actually think I loved so much the staging in Estonia, and but it was a bit too dynamic for a song that just needed her to stand and sing and show us the greatness of her vocal.
Sean, we had some
Am I
connection
back?
issues. Yes, now you're
Yes.
back. Now you're back.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Now you're perfectly.
I loved it so much in Estonia that I didn't need so much dynamism, me personally. But yeah, the camera work I was a bit worried with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
For me, I gave it a 22 out of 30. And actually, that was the only country that I lost from my prediction. I predicted that she was not going to qualify. Breakdown, I gave her 9
Me
for the
too.
vocals. Yeah? That was the only country.
I was
Interesting.
so worried about it that I didn't put it in.
Yeah, I mean, it was a semifinal that I'm not sure. It was very, it could be unpredictable because it wasn't, we didn't know the clear favorites like in the previous one.
Hmm.
Yeah, so performance 7 and song 6. Because I like the song, but it's not something groundbreaking for me. Let's move on to Belgium.
Belgium, but we have a comment
Oh, we
about
have comments.
Estonia here. Yes, let's cover them.
To me, the problem with Estonia was that it was very generic. It felt like they were trying to capture the vibe of the ballads that take them to the 6th place, but they just couldn't make it happen.
Hmm.
Were they even trying?
Well, I could see I could relate with the ballad thing
Mhm.
because I mean, when you watch, you can just say this is just another generic ballad, but for me, it did work. I mean, just because everything really came together. Like as I said before, I was not listening or paying so much attention to it on Spotify, but once I saw it on the stage and it like the lights, the stage performance and everything, it did come together for me and it did really grow on me. And that was, I think, one of the most capturing moments with this
Mhm.
aspects with this song.
Axel, I see your comments, but I will get to them when the time for these countries come. So we don't mess up the whole life. Mikea, hello buddies. Sean seems happy because Albania did qualify. Hello, Mikea.
Miriam Breva Mikea, you know your shit.
Let's move on to country number 5, Belgium. Sean, I
Yes.
would like you to tell me whether you thought this was a qualifier or not, and if you like this whole performance, which was very elevated from the Belgian final.
I Let me make this short. I always liked the song. I didn't follow the Belgian national final, so maybe that's why I liked it. I never got the whole Euro drama about it winning. I always liked the song.
Mhm.
I always thought it was qualifying because I thought that 90s beat, that underlying production would really, really resonate with the slightly older viewers. But then I thought, and I mean this in the most constructive possible way, the slightly older viewers tend to be some more conservative ones. And I thought if they like the song, they might be not willing to vote for it because of the queer representation. You know, I'm not saying everyone, but that might like just be the turn off for some people. So I was on the fence. Ultimately, I did think it was qualifying purely because I looked at the odds, and it did. But I
Mhm.
wasn't convinced by the performance. I thought there was too much from the national final in terms of staging.
Hmm.
And I didn't really like that kind of magazine, Vogue kind of, you know what I mean.
Yeah, we know, but I think it was clear that the intention was super much, queer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is
I
kind
mean,
of,
I love it. I'm all here for it, but I'm just trying to think, just because
yeah.
I love it, not everyone will.
Mhm.
But I think it's also the extra dancer. It was a great addition. The extra, I mean, the dancer that comes in the end, and he's not there for the rest of the song. And on a bigger stage, it was much more clearer, and I do believe that it worked much, much more than the Belgian final. I did believe that
Absolutely.
he was going to qualify, and I was very happy that he did because he couldn't believe it when we saw it on stage. He
We can
couldn't.
never believe it.
And
Yeah.
yeah, what do you think?
I did actually like it. I was not a big fan of the song itself, but once it was converted into staging, it did really work. And I did actually find the style very fitting for it because I think with a different type of style that is not as fun, maybe it would have felt flat for me. But I did really like their styling with it. And for me, in the breakdown of the score that I have given them, it was the best aspect, the staging.
Yeah, for me it was a vocal. I gave him 25 out of 30. Very
Hmm.
good. Hmm. Okay, Cyprus next.
Mhm.
I would
Thank you,
like
my
to
dear.
hear the opinion of the non-Cypriot in the room.
Ah, because you guys are from Cyprus, right?
Yes. So I would like to hear what you have to say about
And
Cyprus.
be honest.
I've been to Cyprus a couple of years ago and I loved it. Paphos is my favorite city.
Have you been to
Um,
any other city?
yeah, I didn't like Larnaca.
Okay, Larnaca is not existent. You need to go to Limassol.
I didn't go to Limassol. I want to go.
See,
Next
next
time. Next time.
time.
Cyprus. I always liked this song. Like it, I think out of my top 37, it's like number 18. It's out of all of these songs, I think it's the one with the potential to be the biggest grower. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some Rosalind success after Eurovision for this because
Hmm.
it slaps on the radio. At the same time, I wouldn't have been surprised if it didn't qualify. Um, but it did. I think there was a lot of pre-recorded backing. At times, he wasn't even trying to look like he was singing those high falsetto notes.
Hmm.
But yeah, I did have this down as a qualifier. It wasn't an obvious qualifier, but I did have this down. I got it right, and yeah, go Andrew.
Yeah, good. Vet, what did you think about Cyprus and Andrew?
Oh, and one sorry, just
Go
one more
on.
thing. The small bitterness I have is how did this qualify and Andromache didn't. That's all.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So Andromache over this. Well, I have
Absolutely.
a clear answer
all
for
the
that.
way.
Andrew can sing.
Yeah. I'll take that.
So I think it's a clear answer to why she didn't.
Yeah. Well, I think what's up with Andrew is that more than his song or stage or whatever, people will forget about those and people will remember about his arms.
Hmm.
So, and he knows that. That's why he's
Which
showing
is
it.
which is something to write home about, right?
Exactly. I
Exactly.
mean, the guy is most likely working out, so he's showing that off. It's like if you don't show it, you don't sell it. So he's doing good. We see it in the postcard, we see it in his music video, we see it on the stage. So he's nailing in that sense. Song wise, I'm really not the biggest fan of the song. I do find it, I don't know, it doesn't stick with me. Staging did work with that
Yeah.
song. Like, I think it's a song that you could make it work with the correct staging, and I think they kind of pushed it in a direction that is fitting. And the last note is that I'm really
Especially
happy.
the part when they put him in hell. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was
Exactly. We
incredible.
needed a change. Like this was a song that needed to have a
And
different kind of
it
feel.
also came at the right time. Like I was literally saying, "Oh my god, I'm sick of all of this blue. Like get me out of here!"
Hmm.
And then boom, we're in
Exactly.
hell. Perfect
So that
timing.
was very good, and yeah, he could sing as well, which is a very good point for me.
Hmm.
Because we did see his videos that he could not sing on the Australian. What? You don't think he could sing?
There was some very clever cheating.
Yeah, I mean,
Tell us
with
about that.
Cheating,
yeah,
not cheating. I mean, no one is cheating. They can do it. It's pre-recorded backing, but there was a lot of pre-recorded backing. A lot. Like at a point, we could hear, and we could see him like, and you can still hear the ahs. It, it,
I
it
didn't pay
was,
attention, actually.
I think we had a lot of
and
backing vocals, but
and
it was also
and
entertaining.
Andromache qualified with the televote.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's true. But she was last in the juries.
Yeah.
What do they know?
Mm. But yeah, I would say Andrew. I'm really impressed generally by his attitude this whole time that since he got selected. He's very positive, enjoying the experience, making covers of other Eurovision songs like Tattoo and Molitva, and he's an
Molitva was incredible.
Molitva was so good, yeah. So I'm drawn to him because of the positive attitude. Because in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh my god, we're gonna buy another song from Sweden for the sixth year in a row. And I was a bit turned off by that. And the situation with how Cyprus selects songs lately doesn't make me feel represented. But also, I like that we gave the chance to a Cypriot after a long time, even though he lives in Australia. He still is a Cypriot. I think the last time we had a Cypriot representing us was 2017. So it's been a long time.
Wasn't he Armenian?
He's Armenian Cypriot
Okay.
because you have a big
So
Cypriot.
Andrew Lambrou is Cypriot Australian.
What? Yes, Andrew is Australian, but his parents and family are from Cyprus, so he's
Okay.
Great descent.
Cypriot descent.
It's interesting you guys mention it because I would have thought that forget the artist, like as a song, I thought last year was the most ethnic thing we could ever get from Cyprus. And
Hmm.
I Cyprus was in my top three last year.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I
I'm
do really
still
like the song of last year as well. Execution was not good, but the song
no.
is really good.
And it pains me to know that that was the one song Cyprus got wrong because probably the delegation thinks, oh no, we're never doing anything ethnic again,
Mhm.
and that's a pity.
I think the delegation thinks generally we're not doing anything from Cypriot composers or Cypriot talent because they kind of suck. And this
Which is a
makes me
pity.
sad.
But
Or,
I'm gonna bookmark this and talk about it on the not the next country, the one after.
which is gonna
In
be
Greece.
in Greece. Yeah.
Oh, I love the shade.
Let's see. Let's see. So yeah, for me, favorite moment from Cyprus, except from the amazing high notes that, of course, he got his backing vocalist to help, but he also did them. Was the end. The camera angles at the end when it was the hell with the pyro and everything was just, and he looked amazingly hot in that moment. I think you cannot imagine the amount of messages that I received on my phone saying how hot Andrew was.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, of
that's
course, there was so much fire on the stage. Of course, he must
I
have
mean,
gotten hot.
not
All
only
that fire
that,
surrounding him.
but like the whole during the whole performance, people for some reason think that they should contact to the closest Cypriot that they know
Yeah.
when they see Cyprus on Eurovision stage. Everybody did comment about how hot he is, and that's true fact. He is very hot. Nobody said the song is good.
Well, I had someone that said that was my favorite of the night. Two,
I had
actually,
someone that
two.
said the song is very trashy, but he looks beautiful.
Well, there are
Maybe that someone was on Grinder, not on YouTube.
many.
So that's like very interesting point for me that that's what I'm saying. Like everyone will remember his arms and how hot he is more than the song.
Yeah.
Well, let's move from Cyprus
Yes.
to Iceland. I would like to hear Sean's opinion for Iceland.
I never liked the song. I never thought it was gonna qualify. To me, it's lazy, it's generic, it's uninspiring, and like there was a category of songs this year. I think from 32 until 37, and I labeled these songs as songs we didn't need this year at Eurovision, and Iceland was in the middle.
Mhm.
I will say the staging made me think. The staging worked. Like the beginning with those like green lines, it was the best they could have done. Um, and I was starting to think that maybe like Iceland could pull a I don't know a surprise a Marius Bear, you know, and
Mhm.
qualify because they were surrounded by two ballots. But no, at the end I didn't put them in my 10, and I'm glad because I would have gotten 8 instead of 9.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think she had great vocals, and
Yeah.
her teacher is Johanna, so she had a
Oh,
very good teacher.
is it
Uh,
true?
is it true? It is
Mm.
indeed. Um, and also, I liked how metallic it felt and how much. I mean, she had too much energy on stage, but I think that was her intention. But yeah, I didn't believe she was going to qualify. But we have friends that love the song, so it reaches people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it 19 out of 30. What about you?
For me, that was an 18 out of 30.
Hmm.
Um, it was again a song that I didn't really pay attention prior. When I saw it on the stage, it did a better impact on me because I think it was the correct staging, as Sean you said. Like they did the best that they could, and that was the. With another staging, it would not grab that much attention. I would
It
say because
wouldn't.
I found the staging and the song very like embodied.
Cohesive.
Exactly.
I agree. Vet.
Mm. But did you believe she was going to qualify?
No, she was my personal number 9, but I did not think she was gonna make it.
Okay. So let's move on to Greece. Sean, what do you think about Greece?
Well, as you can hear, my dog has thoughts about Greece. Did you hear her bark? Um, Here it goes. My number 37 out of 37 this year.
Ooh.
Listen, Greece needs to. I don't know what they need to do, but maybe they need to fire some people. Maybe they need to get some sponsors. I don't know what happened this year, but from the minute this song was released and all that drama, I don't know how anyone could think that this song is gonna get enough votes to make it into the Eurovision Song Contest final in any year. I don't know
Mm.
how they could think, how anyone could think that a song as unmemorable, as forgettable as this could make the finals. I'm not throwing any shade at Victor because he's a 16-year-old guy. He's living his dreams. This is probably his career starter. And if I was 16 and then someone told me go to Eurovision with this weak song, of course I would go. I'd just go for Eurovision, you know.
Exactly.
But but and you know I respect him so much to treat him as much as everyone else in this competition. And there are people I criticize, and there's so and therefore Victor for me is in the competition as much as everyone else. And out of fairness and honesty, I will say that this product was not worthy of a Eurovision performance. And it's very telling that Greece doesn't qualify in a semi-final where they had so many friends. Albania, Armenia, Cyprus, and he's half Danish, so count
Denmark.
Denmark in. If Greece didn't come 11th, we need, I feel like I say it every year. Sakis, Sarbel, alcohol is free, Arena Paparizou, Kalomira. This is the Greece that I remember at Eurovision, and I hope on all that is holy that the Greek delegation learned a lesson tonight.
I think they're trying to give new talents and people that no one knows in Greece a place. But I do believe it's time for change. I'll have Andrew Labru in the press conference now.
Oh, I
So
thought
yeah,
he
I
was
do
right next
believe
to you for a minute.
what?
I thought he literally walked into your room for a minute.
um, so I, yeah, for me, Chris felt more like a junior Eurovision, and not because of his age. His voice is very, very nice in general, but today I found him super stressed. And I mean, he's 16 and he's performing for the biggest audience in the world. And the fact that he was stressed made him sing after the music at some parts. He was
Oh,
not,
really?
yeah, at some parts I realized that he was not fully synced on the music.
I
And
will listen to it back because I was so
yeah,
disinterested. I was talking to my friends during Greece, but yeah, I mean his vocals were an issue during rehearsals, so I'm not surprised.
yeah. And don't you think that he was, why did no one tell him that he shouldn't jump that much? First of all, it looked bad. And second of all, it doesn't help the diaphragm with singing if you just jump up and down all the time.
But Yorgos,
Anyway,
I think this is what happens with young performers most of the time. The lack of experience makes you do things that you shouldn't do. Even last year, I think we had Emma Muscat, Andromache, maybe. They weren't saving their voices. They are. I've heard them sing great live, but on the
mhm,
night where it mattered, their vocals were exhausted. And the more experienced singers, they don't do that. They save it for when it matters. And this is why I believe Eurovision Song Contest, even if it's not we like to believe it, it's the biggest stage. And personally, I don't think we should be having people launching their career on Eurovision. There is X Factor, there is Got Talent, there is The Voice.
mhm.
Go and launch yourself on these talent searches because you will probably, like, if you're talented, you will probably do it. But Eurovision, for me, has always been a slice of the best local talent of the time. And I don't know any Greek in the world, and I know a lot of Greeks, but I don't know any Greek in the world that knows Victor Vernikos as the slice of the best local talent in 2023.
Yeah, and actually many other performers from Greece in the previous years as well. No one in Greece knows them, but they wanted to give them the stage. Okay, but yeah, I think
But
it's
they had a
time.
good song.
Yeah,
Kalomira was new, right? When she entered.
Kalomira actually won Fame Story, which was a talent show for
Hmm,
singers
okay.
back then in Greece, and then after she made two or three singles, that's when she performed in Eurovision. So it wasn't her beginning there.
Okay.
What do you think about Greece? You didn't say anything.
By the way, apologies to all the Greeks that I have irritated right now. Sagapo, Kalispera, Efkaristo para poli. I love Greece. Greece is amazing. Because I care, I say what I say.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think you said everything that needed to be said. Like, I don't have anything else to add on top of everything you just described. Um, Maybe that could be a wake up call for the delegation to see every point that you have mentioned. I just found it a little bit of like kind of ridiculous how everything just turned out. Um, but it is what it is, and I hope that's a good start for his career. And maybe in like 10 years, we are going to see him returning like total confidence, total execution, and everything, and that would make this entry like a reference point of growth. And I do really actually look forward to that because if he has the drive to be on the stage with the current experience that he has, with the age that he has, and or everything that he yet does not have, and still finds the courage to be there with his correct things and wrong things that he did. I think that's going to be appreciated in the future to see him grow into a more fitting contestant.
I would agree. I would like to see him in 10 years coming back and showing us the real artistry with the real experience.
I'm here for that. But I hope that he brings a bouzouki if he comes back.
Let's see. I would like to see some comments we have here.
Hmm.
My issue with Greece is that it had no clear concept at all. Same other countries, some other countries, you can tell they were trying to do something and failed. With them, you just didn't know what they were trying to do. Actually, that's true.
Yeah.
He looked
Juan
like they left.
Pablo, bravo.
So, hello, Emmanuel.
Hello.
Yes, he was dancing to a whole different song. Yes. Dancing, singing, and show and music didn't match at all. I agree.
Although
I
I
will
did,
say most people didn't like his outfit. I thought it was okay.
I was just gonna say I love the outfit. I want to
did?
wear that.
I didn't
Yeah.
like
I would wear that outfit.
Me too. I would go to the zoo with that.
Exactly. Volunteer at a zoo.
it. What
All right.
about the next country, which is
Solo, solo.
I never let you
Poland
down?
qualified, eh?
Hmm?
Poland qualified.
Bernard? Poland
Oh my god.
qualified, yes.
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed with whoever I'm gonna talk about later that I forgot most of the results already.
Mm. So, what about Poland? Tell us your opinion.
Um I never liked the song, I never cared for it. I feel like I was never in that hate campaign or even criticism campaign because I never liked Gladiator. But it's giving warm weather, and we know that people like warm weather. We know that people love to look at the sun when all they have outside is clouds.
Mm.
And even in Malta, it wasn't sunny this week. So
Mhm.
I think I don't think this qualified in huge numbers, but yeah, I did think it was gonna qualify, and it did. And I'm like, if I could choose to put someone in and take someone out, I don't think we talked about who I would put in first, but I would take out Paul.
Okay.
Hmm.
What about you, Ved?
But the staging was great. I have to say it. I know it's iMovie and all of that, but it worked.
For me, it was so intentional to be that bad, and I love that. It was like, you want me to be the meme queen. You want me to put awful effects. I will make them as much as I can. And with the fisheye,
Absolutely.
ah, I lived.
Yeah, I actually do love it because it's just one of these generic, nothing special pop songs that everybody dances to. And I think we do sometimes need that. And of course, there's a whole drama that happened back at home for them. That's for their discussions. But um, with the staging that is as extra and exaggerated as the song itself, I think it did really work on me. It was a good break to have that fun, have all those colors, have like her moving from one place to another, and you're like, oh my god, what more are they still putting into this performance? And
Yeah.
it just didn't get tiring. For me, I actually described it as like when you're when you're at these hotels, all inclusive and whatever, and you're at the buffet in the morning, and you're just putting everything in your plate. It kind of did feel like that, but it worked. Like I didn't find it annoying. I didn't find it. I found it too much, but I found it in a good way. So I did like that. I did like the the meme side of it, the cheapness of it, even though that would be expensive to produce all that stuff. Like they paid for making it that way.
Yeah, I mean, Poland has money when they want to, you know.
When they
We're,
want.
when they want to, Poland has money. We know how the broadcaster is very fraudulent, and I don't think I'm saying anything controversial here. I'm just spilling facts.
Mm.
They have money when they want to, and they pushed Blanca to go, so they weren't gonna leave her there like Theodore Andre, were they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old Spice advertisement.
Yeah,
Fully. No, Blanca for me was the meme queen. The song is literally something I imagine myself on an island listening to. Yes, it's nothing special, but out of all the serious entries, having something that made you be, I feel more relaxed. She has it. She's super confident on stage. She just gives me something. Go, girl, give me whatever you have to give me. I mean, is it too special? No. But as a song is very radio friendly as well.
Yeah.
And it's very easily accessible to many people that you're like, okay, I just want something to enjoy my time.
I can hear that song playing in like Little in a grocery store when you're shopping and it's
Mm.
playing there.
it played at the gym on Tuesday, and it played at the
Wow.
gym. Yeah, and like, can I work out in peace? I'm making an effort here. Like, don't give me Blanca on a day when I'm making an effort,
Don't give me reasons to run away.
right?
Right.
Let's see some of the comments.
I'll make us tea.
Okay, go.
I'll go from here.
Go from
Eh.
here. Sorry, he's gonna go make us tea.
Oh,
Come
I'll
on.
have
Come on.
half a cup with a little bit of milk and half a spoon of sugar.
Okay, you hear that? So, Axel, Blanca's position in the semifinal helped her so much. The first half was so boring. Actually, that's true. It made
Axel
everything.
is speaking facts.
Mm. It's exactly what I was saying. Everything was just like serious, 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 and then she came up like that. So it was like a ray of sunshine. Yeah,
Absolutely.
those events are so cringy. Yeah, but for a reason.
Honestly, I think it worked. Like, I'm not a fan of all of this crap, but I think it really really worked. It came together well. I feel like they didn't they didn't throw everything to the wall and see what stuck. You know, like
Mm.
they put a lot of shit on the table and they did work out what works and what doesn't. And
And I think their direction this year was clear because last year they put all of those effects, but they did it because they thought it looked good. This year, even in the turquoise carpet, you saw her say with the dress saying "Beba." So we're like, we know what their marketing strategy is, and we saw that in the performance as well. It was super clear what they wanted.
and it clearly worked.
Yeah, that dance break was giving Fuego X slow mo from Wish. Yeah, actually true.
Wish makes its business.
Mm. So next country is the last one to be qualified, and I was so stressed. Slovenia. No, actually, it wasn't the last one.
It
Yeah, it
was.
was. Yeah, it was the last one.
It was. Well, I love Slovenia. It's in my top 10. This song is amazing. Everything worked. And I knew they were going to be called last because they're leaving, like lately, they're leaving the last slot for televote hits. And I genuinely think that this could have won the semifinal.
For me, that was my 12 points. I'm gonna say that I had 30 out of 30. Their performance was so unique, yet nothing special, but you could feel the essence of the band in that performance. They were so sexy.
Absolutely.
They were giving us a very high Harry Styles, but from Slovenia kind of performance.
Not from Ireland. Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah. Ireland was such a total flop. Sorry, Irish friends, but yeah, it didn't work. But Slovenia also had a clear direction. They were like, we're going for sex. Even though it was very underlying. Last week they were going around and they were giving condoms, I think, in the press room with them, Joker out stamp on it, from what I read. So They knew that what they were selling, and I'm happy for that.
They knew, and they are honestly they are. So I met most of the contestants in Madrid this year, and
Hmm.
I always like after Madrid. I said my number one. Oh, what happened? I said my number one personality of the year is Mimikat, very closely followed by Joker Out. These boys literally told me, "You would fit in well in our band. Why don't you join?" And I'm like, "I know you're kidding. I know you told that to probably half the people you met, but I accept."
Yeah.
They are lovely. They are lovely. And I'm so glad that it happened for them. Shout out to my Slovenian friends. Shout out to Joker Out. Yeah, this I think this is coming top 10 in the final. This is a song that the juries will like and the televote will like.
Do you think they ever have a chance to go for the victory?
No.
Because I think that the victory this year, it's gonna be Finland televote winner, and then Sweden jury winner, and then I'm like, if someone pops out of the blue, we could have a surprise. But I see also Sweden doing great in the televote as well. I don't see Finland doing great in the juries.
For the sake of this conversation, I just think Slovenia is not in the winner's circle.
Yeah, I didn't think that they would be, but today I was like, oh, maybe France could be, or maybe Italy, but we know that juries don't vote for Italy.
I have three people in the winner's circle: Finland, Sweden, and Spain.
Mm.
Um, Spain is a distant bronze medal, but I
Mm.
still have it there. But I would love to see Slovenia win. I would. I, I, I mean, it would be an affordable Eurovision. It would be a country
Exactly.
that's never won. I would have free accommodation in Ljubljana.
One of the
Yeah,
most beautiful countries in Europe and most underrated.
absolutely,
Time for them to shine.
absolutely, absolutely. But I don't think it's this year. But keep it up, Slovenia. Keep it
Yeah.
up. We want to come and see Eurovision in Slovenia.
Next one, we have for me the shocking non-qualifier,
Oh
Georgia.
yeah, Georgia.
Georgia, I am so
Yeah.
shocked that she didn't qualify. I gave her 25 out of 30. Her vocals were impeccable. It gave me a Georgian love wave kind of vibe. And
Yeah.
I'm sad she didn't qualify because the song was good. It was not memorable, but it had quality in it. So yeah, what would you say about that?
I feel so bad because Georgia has not qualified. Like I wouldn't want to be a Georgian right now. I would be depressed. It was a great performance. I thought she killed it. I thought it was dynamic, and I was more worried for Georgia before I saw the performance than after.
Hmm.
But looking at the odds, she was going down. People were getting nervous. People were getting worried, and probably after Slovenia, like that. That's why I think Slovenia's televote could have been the highest because
Hmm.
to
Actually, that's a
destroy Georgia, you gotta be great. I feel bad. I feel bad. This should, in a world where everything's perfect, this would have qualified over Poland, and I would have gone to sleep tonight like a log.
or over
But
Estonia, I would say. Estonia was also great, but the song is not as good as Georgia. Personal opinion, of course.
I agree to disagree. But it's yeah, it's
Mhm.
subjective. It's subjective. But I feel bad for Georgia, man. This should have been their year.
Mm. Before we move on to San Marino, which I'm gonna again have an unpopular opinion, let's see some comments. So we have there's so many songs that are much better than Loreen, but I, like many, am biased. I love Loreen and I still want her to win. Personally, she's my winner, but I'm obsessed with the song as well since the first time I've heard it. So, uh, my friend is on the press conference and he's making a question. Anyway, sorry. Let's go. We know we spoke about.
About Lorraine,
Yeah.
I like the song, I like the staging, but I feel like if Lorraine won, every year Eurovision travels in a different direction with the winner. I feel like
Mhm.
if Lorraine won, we'd go 10 years back. And I do not want to go to another Eurovision in Sweden where 30 out of 40 songs are produced in Sweden. Please,
Mhm.
let's not have this happen, because I'm not saying that's right and that's what's obviously going to happen, but we know delegations are shady. They get the wrong impression, and I don't want delegations to get the idea that in order to gain success, you have to be like Loreen. So please, people, vote for Finland, vote for Spain, vote for Slovenia, please.
I would say Lorraine gives us her own personal style. And that's what generally artists need to bring. They don't need to be Lorraine, they need to be
Absolutely.
the best version of themselves. So for me, a victory of Lorraine could be interpreted like you said, but could be interpreted like, as look at her, she has her branding and she's nailing it on that. Let's not be that, but let's not nail it on our branding.
Absolutely. I mean, she could have come in here and done something completely different for the sake
Mhm.
of change, and she could have just like completely been out of the game. And I appreciate her sticking to what she does best.
Exactly.
But I don't know, maybe my Eurovision obsession gets the better of me when I when I talk about Sweden. But yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean. You have someone saying, no way Spain makes it into top 12. I think Spain will do very well, but even though I don't like it.
claro que no, Manuel K.
Claro.
Claro que no.
We have here, I have to agree, Sweden looks meh compared to others, but she has the recognition and hype.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an opinion. I see it. The toast bread staging helps a lot. If she was to stand and sing the song, I don't think she'd be seen as a winner. Well, of course, the staging always makes or breaks a song. Do you
I
think it
you
works?
see, I think the staging works, but for me personally, I think. Oh my god, I'm back to this very flattering
Sorry.
camera angle. Uh, I am not like. I think I feel like this because in Malta we always think that it's staging or nothing. For some reason here we're obsessed with staging,
Hmm.
and I'm part of that team of people. However small they are. If you don't have the song, no staging is gonna save it. The song is the base product.
Hmm.
Staging can help, yes, but if you don't have the song, forget it. Case in point, as much as I even liked the song, but the song was not objectively memorable, The Busker, who I love very dearly. They had a great
I'm
stage.
so sorry for that,
Me
for
too.
that disqualification, because the song, I really enjoyed the song, and the staging was so creative. Go on, sorry.
Yeah. No, me too. And then the Poli.
You're welcome.
But the song couldn't stand on its own, and that was the problem. It always needed that staging, it always needed that character that the boys had. So for me, if you don't have, like, you need to start with 100. You need to start with the best song you can possibly have. If the song is a 70, you're already starting as a borderline qualifier, no matter how great the staging is, for me. And that's why I'm not so much of a staging stan. But yeah, the staging helps this a lot, obviously.
Oh, I agree fully on that. If you don't have the song, whatever staging you make, it could help, but it's not gonna make it.
I mean, case in point, for me tonight, Estonia qualified purely on the song and the vocals. I don't think anyone was mesmerized by that staging. I
I
don't think
think
the
that when the key
staging.
change, we had the key change and the color change, it really made it like an impressive dynamic ending. I think
Yeah, but those are
also the
elements in the song.
okay, let's move to the next country. Now I have it here. I want to hear both of your opinion on San Marino. Starting with Sean. Let's start with Sean.
San Marino. I love this country. I visited. It's beautiful. I want to get married there if I ever get married. I'm the San Marino fanboy. I shook the neighborhood when Valentina Moneta qualified, but this wasn't it. This was never gonna qualify. This was. I find the song very unmelodic. The boys are great. I met them in Madrid. They are fantastic. We partied with them. They are the best. But to me, this was never. I never, considered this.
So what about you, Ved?
I also did not. Actually, this was one of the songs that I did not really know anything, even how it sounds. I heard it like once in the selections of San Marino, and then I never heard it. And I think for a long time they didn't have Spotify version, right?
Yeah, they didn't.
So it was not something that I was really like familiar with or whatever. All I knew is that I did not really give it attention, and it did not really catch my interest. Um, so of course tonight when we saw it, I did find the whole act as an enjoyable act. It was an enjoyable something to see.
Yeah.
Uh, but that was it. It did not do more than that to me. I also didn't think that they were going to qualify. Um, but did I hate it? No. Did I love it? No. But it was something enjoyable. It was a good element. They were good on the stage. They did what they could do, and that was just that.
Okay.
They went out with dignity.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To be honest, I hear you both. And like most of the people who don't like this song, for some reason, this song talked to me since the first time I've heard it. I loved San Marino. It's in my top 15. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and the guy, the vocals of of the main singer are great. Today he nailed it. They have a charisma on stage. Yes, it was empty. Yes, I mean, they didn't have money to do more. But and yes, I can understand why many people don't like the song. But I don't know. I didn't expect it to qualify, but I would love it to qualify. And yes, I also loved what he was wearing with the open back. Like I found it very interesting. And also, I love the vibe of the group tonight. And fun fact about them is that when they released their first album, they did it in a way that they did skydiving, and the moment they landed, they started. They had like a I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was a concert, but they were singing all the songs of the album when they landed. A way to advertise it. So it's very interesting people, and they come from just a small village of Tuscany. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Austria, that we see them there as well.
Yeah, I was like, it was just grabbing my attention.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like really, until this song, I did not question how the hell do I know Edgar Allan Poe. I know him, but I cannot pinpoint. I personally still to today I cannot pinpoint how the hell I know him. I know that he's a writer, he wrote stuff, but what of his work did I read? That's just my side, and I love the song. My winner of the night, with no doubt. But yeah, what do you guys think?
Sean, what do you think?
I was nervous for this. Obviously love the song. In Madrid, they killed it. They completely tore the place down in Madrid. My dog is currently trying to fish for oil in the sofa. I don't know. You hear some
Yeah.
background noise. Ignore it. In Madrid, they were great, and I was expecting a lot from their performance. And for some reason, the press was really negative about this staging and this performance. So it had me worried. I was expecting much less. In reality, the staging was great. It was very slick. I think it did what it needed to do. I can hear the comments that maybe they took this a little bit more serious than what it needed to be taken. But we say that because we've seen the music video. If you
Mm.
haven't seen the music video, you're not going to be thinking, oh my God, this needs to be more kitsch. I think it was good staging. I think it was a great performance. Before I saw it, I said Slovenia's winning the semifinal, but I got my fate restored in Austria, and it's between those two. It
Mm.
could have been Austria, could have been Slovenia. We will find out on Sunday.
Hmm.
I agree. Austria was great today. They killed it. The staging for me worked as well. I saw some comments saying that they felt it was empty. I didn't feel it was empty. Exactly the opposite. I found it
Me
very
neither.
clever with the way they were repositioning all these visual dancers in the background, and especially the moment when we have the on the stage reading with UGH. That was such a nice moment. I found them very coordinated. It's a very difficult song because it's a duo that they sing exactly the same thing at the same time. So it's very difficult for them to hit every single word in perfect sync. And today they did that. They hit all the notes. Yeah, possible winners. No more comments. Short qualifiers and
Hmm.
top 10 tomorrow in 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah, everything that they did really worked.
Mhm. Um, yeah. Next one is a song that I'm pretty sure Sean has a lot to say about. Albania.
Albania.
You do not know how much I screamed when Albania qualified. Guys, you do not understand. I have been fighting so much in comments on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. Anyone, any Albanians here, come to Schwanzer's YouTube channel and you'll find the love for this song. All the love in this Eurovision season for the song came. Enough love came from me.
Mm.
This song gets me in tears every time. The passion, the emotional, ethnic. I don't know. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. This is my number three of the year,
Oh wow.
and yeah, this is my number three. And I was always worried for it because it was always low on the odds. People were discounting it, but I always said this is a song that doesn't slap on Spotify, but it's gonna come alive on the performance. Festival Ikangas, we didn't get the songs, but when they performed, nobody was talking about Fifi. Nobody was talking
Mm.
about anyone except Albina Kelemendi, and that's how she
That's
won.
true.
Performance. Sasha Jean Baptiste, she did the staging. I thought the
Obviously.
Swedish, the Swedish, perfection coming with the ethnic Albanian fusion would not go well, but she did an amazing job. This was epic. Albina Kelemendi is such an experienced performer. You could see it in her face. She was in the
Mhm.
zone. She knew what she was doing. Her family complimented her so well. The camera angles were great. I do not have enough praise for this. EBU, if you put this in the number two slot, you are
Again.
officially dickheads. No, seriously, like if the EBU puts this in the number two slot again, you guys are officially biased and like just disappear. You know this,
Albania has had enough of that. Enough of that. Like, I mean,
and
come
they
on.
are right. They are
I think
right.
they are, of course. Okay, let's say about that. That was a
I
very
would
interesting
really agree
opinion.
with everything that Sean really highlighted because you did really a well description of everything that goes together with this entry. It's not just an entry, but it's how everything works with what it is, the song itself, the singer, the family, the show, in the sense of how it's staged, how the cameras work, and what it is. I mean, there are so many elements. As soon as the song begins, you get to be drawn into like this outfit. That was one of the things that just
Oh yes, that was
immediately
incredible.
exactly like it's something. And then there is this point that they just take out these like what are those like the cloth
Yeah,
pieces and
the
they
red
just like
cloths.
start dancing with it. And then I really in that moment I said I can imagine a wedding in Albania sound and look and feel exactly like this. And that is such a hard thing to bring on a Eurovision stage without making it too much, without making it too boring. It was the perfect amount that we had that. It was a perfect mix of contemporary with traditional elements, with playfulness of this family atmosphere, the cultural inheritance, and also what it means to represent a country in an international platform. It's like she was there saying, I am representing my country that meets the international stage here. And
Mm.
there is nothing more to say beyond that. It just worked perfectly. And I would have been very upset if they didn't make it to the final.
I would have been inconsolable after the Basker not qualifying, after
Mm.
Malta not qualifying. If I would not have survived Albania not qualifying. This was like as a Eurovision fan, you would want that moment of relief. I didn't get it with Malta. I didn't get it with Latvia,
No,
but with
Latvia, don't
Albania,
remind me. I voted for them twice.
me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Um, Albania, thank you for fulfilling all of my Eurovision wishes in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think Albania really did such a huge elevation from Festivali Kenges to Eurovision. Festivali Kenges, I'm not gonna lie, it felt like it was a mess on stage. Everyone was going wherever they wanted. We could see the raw talent of Albina, But the family was like the costumes were whatever. They were camera angles were whatever. But of course, it's Festival Kinges, it's not Eurovision. But then Sasha Jean Baptiste came in, and of course, she gave her own style. But I really, really, this is a message for Sasha. You did a great job, but please do something different next time because I felt like I was watching Angela in 2021.
That's
The
true.
colors, so everything was so similar to that.
That
And I'm
is
like,
true.
give us something new. She has the talent. We know. I mean, this performance was so clear, so it could highlight Albina as a performer. The family was there, but they were not overtaking the spotlight like they could. And the moment with the red cloths, that was my favorite part. It was incredible. And after
Elvana Giata is
yeah,
shaking.
what?
Elvana Giata is
Yeah,
shaking.
that's true. Well, she didn't make it to Eurovision, unfortunately. So
No one made it to Eurovision that year.
to that year, yeah. Okay, Albina from Albania.
Where do you think this placed in the televotes?
Hmm, I would say around eighth.
I would also guess around 8, 7, 8.
What about
I
you?
think I think I think this did come fifth.
It's
I think this did come fifth.
fifth.
Hmm.
Maybe.
We had a lot of borderlines here, like we had Poland, we had Estonia. I don't think Cyprus qualified with huge numbers. I don't think Belgium qualified with huge numbers. When you cross out those people, I think Albania made it to the top five. Maybe I'm a bit biased. Maybe it's coming out of love. I don't know. We will find out with the running order, I guess.
I think Cyprus was also in the top five, not because I'm from there, but also we could see in the odds that I think he was third to qualify. And I think he had a very, very good performance. I do believe that people were drawn to that for a top five in the semifinal. Let's see, let's
Maybe.
see. Let's go to Lithuania, which was another qualifier. Some people saw her coming, some people didn't. I did. It was one of my qualifiers. For me, she had one of the best vocals of the night. She was great. I gave her 10 for the vocals. And a very, very interesting and well managed staging. What do you guys say? Sean, what do you say?
Um, honestly, I always liked Lithuania. To me, it was always like middle of the table. Um, I was happy this won the national final because I didn't like the song that came second. So that emotion always places the song higher.
Hmm.
And it was really impactful in Madrid. It was my first ever Eurovision experience, so I'm going to be talking about that till the sun rises later on today.
Hmm.
It was really impactful. My other non-Eurovision fan, Amber, who is in the
Hmm.
room, and her head
Hello,
is
Amber.
turning as we speak. She won't show her face here though. She was mesmerized by Monica Linkita in Madrid.
Ah.
She was chuto-tutoing all night. Tonight, tonight we were so invested in Albania that we realized Lithuania was on 2 minutes in.
Hmm.
So I didn't really feel it, but I always thought it was going to qualify. Lithuania has probably the only remaining diaspora that we've seen throughout Eurovision, the only diaspora that's still reliable.
Hmm.
Yeah, they have a great running order. Tuto, tuto.
Tuto, tuto. How do you think, Ben, about Lithuania?
It was also again. I'll be honest. I didn't really pay attention to the Baltic entries this year on Spotify and music platforms and everything until I get to see them on the stage. That's when I found them like impactful on me personally. Not because the songs are not good. The songs are actually good, um, and that applies to actually all of them. It's just the type that I would not specifically go to listen for again each one of them, and Lithuania was one of those. Until I got to see the performance and how everything worked together, I did really love love the colors. For me, it's very memorable.
Hmm.
Like this, for the whole performance, seeing this orange that is contrasted by the purple, and at the end they both die, but the white outlines of the whole symbols and everything that they stay there. It's something that I will remember for a very long time. Like that was very memorable. The song really worked well with everything. The staging, I mean, that's when exactly as Sean you were saying, you have to have the song and then staging will uplift it if it will uplift it. And that's what it did to me. The song was there, it was good. It was not something that I would just go back and forth and go crazy about, but it was there and it was nice. And the staging made it work much better. And also I think she and her vibe, her presence made it also work. And that's like also when you see an artist identify with a song or
Yeah.
present well. And I think altogether it came very well.
You
And
can
even
tell, you know, she has the veteran element. She's experienced. She knows what she's doing, and she's not even thinking about it. That's the thing. Like she knows what she's
Exactly.
doing without thinking about it.
yeah,
And something that she said in the turquoise carpet is that in 2015 she didn't really enjoy the experience because she was thinking too much about everything. And now she was like, no, I'm here to represent my music and to enjoy it to the fullest. And we can see that.
yeah, it really worked well. I liked it a lot. It was my number six actually from tonight's acts.
And the last one, the country that closed the show, another qualifier, a qualifier with zero neighbors, and they managed to qualify with teleporting, Australia. Sean, what would you say about Australia?
I was never crazy about this song. It grew on me, yes, but I was never crazy about it.
Mhm.
I before I had it as a borderline qualifier, and I think when I did my predictions video, I had it down to Denmark or Australia,
Mhm.
and ultimately I went with Australia. Yeah, but I think sometimes my predictions before the show tend to be better than the ones during.
Hmm.
But
Because we hear the songs so many times and we get so biased at some point. So yeah.
absolutely, but I never thought Georgia was not gonna make it, so I guess I would still have nine. Um, yeah, it closed the show. I think that helped a lot.
Hmm.
Good staging. If anyone is thinking this is making top 10 in the final, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we're going there.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But
I'll be honest, when I first heard the song, I did like it because it's a style that is unique. I do find it very unique. Um, I think it's also something that is appreciated on a Eurovision stage, um, as we also have not really seen many alikes of the song. Tonight, when I was watching, I actually did write it as a non-qualifier, and I don't know if it was a prediction or kind of a hope because I did choose Georgia as a qualifier than Australia over
mhm.
this song, and of course, it's no comparison, but song itself works. Staging really, I think, worked, and I loved one element, which is the richness of instrumentality, how you hear that musical part as much as you hear him singing. And I think that was a very good thing because one thing that I enjoy in songs is that you do hear a rich instrumental part. Like that's what I actually liked about Rise Like a Phoenix because for me, that song becomes like you remove the vocals and the song speaks for itself. Or last year, I did really like Stripper from San Marino, even though
Me
it
too.
I did really love
Me too.
every note
Zed,
of
I think we have similar tastes. The more you talk, the more I'm like,
yeah, well, we should make
bro,
a playlist together.
bro, like,
Actually, there's a setting that Spotify can make a playlist.
Yeah, shared
Yeah,
playlist.
shared playlist.
And yeah, tonight I did like that aspect of the song. I'm not crazy about it. I'm glad that they did qualify because, as I said, I do appreciate the genre. I appreciate the whole new thing to it, the visuals, the singing part, the break with the when the lights change and then it's just like this explosion. It works. It works for me. It worked.
I agree. I had them as a qualifier, even though they were not in my top 10. They were, I think, my 11th or 12th. I like the fact that it's a new song. Like you guys said, I'm not gonna add too many elements, but something I like is when the acts are big Eurofans. And Voyager are huge Eurofans. They mentioned it a million times. They tried every year to go for Australia, even through internal selections or with Australia decides that they were runner-ups. So they really wanted that. And I know how hard it is for a country with no neighbors to do well. And I'm happy
Tell
with
me
that.
about it.
I mean, yeah, all of us here know about that. Um,
No, come on. You got a big old neighbor.
well, we have Greece, okay, giving us 12 points, but except from that,
Yeah.
we don't. We're not like the Balkans or the Baltics
No,
or
no, no, no.
Scandinavian countries that they have. Every time we have this controversy about Greece and Cyprus, and I understand it fully, but we never pay attention to the blocks of countries that they find the best song of the block every year, and then they have like five countries, not one.
You want to know a funny thing?
Yeah.
So I have a Turkish colleague who is telling me, "Oh, Eurovision is a joke because Greece always gives 12 points to Cyprus," and I'm like, "Yeah, when Turkey was there, Turkey and Azerbaijan did the same thing." He was like,
Exactly.
"That's not true. Azerbaijan only gave us 12 points once," and I'm like, "You are not gonna make me play you every time you guys exchanged points,"
Mm.
and I
Mm. You did?
Of course, of course. And it was nice to see his face. He's lovely. He's
Yeah.
Fatih Teshakular. We say hi to him as well. But yeah, from Australia, I get massive "We Are Domi" vibes, meaning this could have come third tonight, and it's gonna get 10 points in the final in the televote.
Yeah.
This gives me massive "We Are Domi" vibes.
So we covered all the countries today, guys. But we promised something the people here, and also Sean didn't hear. We're gonna say again. So we were three people here, giving a total out of 30 for every song, and at the end of the night, we calculated all of the points, and we can tell you not the predictions, but what the total of these three people that were here. Two of us are here, and the third one that left is. So I would like Vet to tell us what was the final result.
You want me to start from the best to worst or worst to best?
Worst to best.
Okay, so the loser of the night, number 16, was Romania with
Right.
0 points. The second loser of the night was Greece, number 15. And number
Deserved.
6.
Well, that was Australia.
What, number 15?
Yeah.
Australia, that's true. And then it was Greece, number 14. Then we voted Denmark, which had 3 points. I think these don't matter. We should just put our highest.
You can start with the 13th and the
Okay.
We said
It's only
13th.
So
three more.
13th place went to Denmark,
Mhm.
12th went to Albania,
Sorry, Albania.
11th went to San Marino. But here is something. Like because we were three people, there were some times that one person voted super high for one song and the others voted like super low for the others. Is that it just didn't make much of like this balance. Number 12 was Albania, 11 would be San Marino, and number 10 was Estonia. 9 was. Did we skip number 9? No, it was Belgium. Number 8, Georgia. Number 7, Poland. Number 6, Iceland. Number 5, Lithuania. Number 4, Cyprus. Number 3, Armenia. Number 2, Slovenia. And number 1 was Austria
Very
as
fair.
the top
Very fair.
3.
I didn't catch you guys about Armenia, and I just want to say, I'm so relieved Armenia qualified, but that was not her best performance.
I really did find a very beautiful performance. Maybe not your best, but I
No,
really
her.
found
Like, I love the staging and everything, but she was nervous as a leaf in a windy day in Stockholm.
Okay. I love the reference. Let's see some comments and then we wrap it up because I guess from every single one of us it's late. and we're having work tomorrow. So let's see the country. Some comments here. So Cyprus has the song, looks, and staging. Says Axel. Nice. Dancing Pineapple says Australia's song could be great with some edits and better vocals.
Better vocals.
I think the vocals were very good, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially the other guy that was screaming. You know, the
Yeah.
other. I preferred Australia's song over Blanca with K.
Over Blanca with K. Yeah, well, people say votes are political, but we have to remember that music tastes differ regionally.
Really?
It's not surprising that a Cyprian song would be liked in Greece. That's a very valid point.
Absolutely.
That's a very
Absolutely.
valid point.
Yeah, the music
Yeah.
industry is very interconnected, to be honest, and
Yeah.
even the singers are kind of the same. Fufi says, hello, greetings from Czechia. Hello.
Hello, Fufi.
Ahoy, Fufi.
And we have, am I the only one who feels like the staging today really flopped? Of what? Like none of the
these
countries nailed the staging. I believe that many countries elevated the staging, and I cannot say that Albania didn't nail the staging. Albania disappointed me with all the staging. Georgia too. Austria is my number one, but they also could have done more, and maybe I have big expectations. Maybe Fufi, I don't know. I like the staging of Austria, like we discussed, all three of us.
We had too many expectations for Austria, guys.
Yeah,
Guys, I promise you, go back, watch the performance, and you're gonna think it's all right.
yeah. I mean, and also the more we're gonna see this performance, the more we're gonna
Yeah, it's overconsumption. We had too
Mhm.
much.
all of us. Yeah. What's the point of countries competing if all songs come from one country? Sweden. I agree with what I say about Cyprus and many other countries. We need to
Absolutely.
stop buying songs from other countries.
Yeah.
Make it illegal. Make your own song. You can't buy. We have no
Yeah.
money.
Exactly.
Write a song. It's not that hard. Maymuller did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be a really, really, really good rule, actually. It would just force every country to utilize their own talent. But maybe there is a reason they're not doing that already, like to make it illegal.
I think it's because you don't want to be racist in a way that, for example, if you moved to a new country and but you were an immigrant, but living, for example, you're Maltese, but you live in Cyprus for 1 year, if, yeah, and then you were not allowed to compete for Cyprus, let's say, maybe that would be, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean, it's a very
Good
difficult rule to
situations.
incorporate, but I would love to live in a world where we could all agree that we need, like, Eurovision is a cultural representation, okay? I don't want to see Swedish songwriters on the Cypriot songs. I don't want to see Dutch composers on the Maltese song, and I don't want to see, I don't know, to each their own.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Hmm.
Armenia staging and Spain song is Rosalia.
La Rosalia.
I mean, I don't get that much Rosalia from Spain, to be honest. Do you? You guys? I mean,
Maybe Fusa Nocta one.
Sweden would have been hosting 20 years in a row. Yeah.
And we would not mind that.
Would mind the costs, but not Petra
I
Mede.
would.
No,
I
no,
would
you
mind that.
You would mind that?
Absolutely. I
You'll
want to
get
go to
tired of it.
Slovenia.
Hmm?
I want to go to Slovenia. I want to go to Greece. I want to go to
Yeah.
Spain. I want to go to Lisbon again. I want to go. Yeah,
Come to Lisbon, yeah. Lisbon would be amazing to host again, to be honest. Or Porto.
they were amazing,
Yeah.
and they would do it
Have you
again.
seen the odds? They've changed a lot after the semi.
I didn't see the odds.
I haven't seen them.
What did they become?
Albania is last, obviously, because the odds always place
Mm.
Albania last. Portugal is 24th. That's not deserved. Poland is 17th.
Hmm?
Poland is 17th.
Hmm.
Portugal is so low. We don't deserve that.
No.
No, Portugal deserves to be in the top 10 this year.
I
Yeah.
agree. The song is very good, and the performer in the as well.
But obviously, we're gonna go back to juries in the final, aren't we?
Hmm.
and
But
the
I do
jury
believe
isn't
that
gonna.
juries could vote for this song
I don't think so, yo. I don't.
because your vocals are great and it's a very
Yeah,
Portuguese song. I don't know.
yeah, but I don't know if I hop onto this train of thinking that the juries respect voters. These juries are employees. Okay, they're not music industry professionals. They are just
Mm.
media people. They are they are just pawns in a game. And if juries respected vocals, Il Volo would have won Eurovision, not come sixth in the juries and first in the televote. Another example I can think of is Jacques Houdek. Say what you want about the song, but his vocals were perfect. The juries
Mm.
wouldn't have had him qualify. I don't live in a world where the juries respect vocals. I live in a world where the juries respect generic mainstream pop songs that could potentially provide radio hits. And the funny thing about that is that they don't even know when a song could be a radio hit because they didn't put Rosalind so high.
Yeah,
Moral of the story, I am very anti juries. If you didn't understand that
I like
already.
jury sometimes, but with maybe a lower effect, like maybe 25% or like a 30%.
I mean, I would have a 50% jury if there were 300 people in every country's jury, like a demoscopic
A
rather than a
demoscopic
jury.
jury. Okay, that could work, but that's again, it's a small sample of people, so it wouldn't make like a huge difference. I would say it's good to have
But
professionals if they are not biased.
but they're not professionals. That's the problem.
Mm.
Like we look at the the description of each jury member:
Mm.
photographers, TV producer, drag queen, and competed in a national final. So what? So what? Like I,
Mm.
I take I take it from Malta's jury members. Definitely, every year, 3 out of 5 are objectively not music industry professionals. Just being a past national final contestant for me does not make you a music industry professional. For me,
Mm. Maybe you don't have that many people. No, I'm joking. It's the same with us. They just pick
yeah,
random
yeah.
professionals. Professionals. Okay, let's have the last question before we wrap it up and say a lot of thank you to the guys and you, Sean, as well. It's been incredible. We have this question for every one of
Hmm.
us, I would say. Who do you think is going to be the Rosalind of this year? And I'm starting with
Hmm.
Sean.
I mean, Rosalind was a grower, wasn't she? So we have to
Exactly.
think about growers. It won't be Finland, Sweden, or Spain because those songs are all immediate. My biggest grower was Cyprus this year.
Really?
So maybe, but I don't know. This kind of commercial success, you need to be lucky, and
Hmm.
I don't know who's gonna be lucky. But if I have to say one, because I won't cop out, I'm gonna say Cyprus.
Okay, that's interesting. Because for me, Cyprus kind of did maybe an opposite effect. In the beginning, I was like, wow. And then when it was coming up on Spotify, I was like, no, no. So, yeah, let's see. But that's a very interesting opinion. What about you,
Hmm.
Ved?
Yeah, I'm trying to think which one of these songs would be the one that you would see on TikToks or these random Instagram reels that people either put a remix or slowed down version or whatever. I could kind of think of maybe Blanca with K of
Hmm.
of Solo, maybe being like these meme style songs that something happens and then it just starts playing. I could maybe see that being used. It's already there out there with a lot of meme aspects to it, so I would say maybe that.
Yeah, actually, you got my answer. I was gonna say solo because she really has like Rosalind had this it's one two it's like she was like I'm gonna snap. The snap was what caught the attention of everyone, like that specific word. And I see that word translating to solo. And that's the phrase like I'm going solo solo. I think it has some element that it could make it social media like TikTok more friendly and like this meme vibe around it. And it's also a very easy song. And also like Rosalind, like something hard to digest it. It's very easy to digest and go along.
But we're heading into summer. It's giving warm weather. So yeah, I agree. If I have to, I just got this in my mind. If if it was in English, and I'm not saying it should be in English. I'm so happy it's not in English. But if it was in English, commercially, Slovenia would do it for me.
True. Maybe they could release an English version later. Even though
I think they did.
glad it's taken.
I think they did. But for me, like,
Oh, they did. I didn't hear it. Oh, maybe they did.
yeah, I think they did. For me, part of that beauty of the song is the fact that it's in Slovenian, so it's bittersweet. But
I wanna,
you know,
I wanna learn that song.
yeah, because get how to go commercial is so controversial, I guess. Probably Slovenia would do it with an English version. I don't know.
That's true.
Thank you, Fufi, for the question. This was really, really nice
Yeah,
and
it's a very nice
interesting.
question. So I would like to thank all of you guys. First of all, the viewers and all the three of us that were here discussing all about Eurovision. Sean, thank you for joining us. It's really
Thank
a
you guys
pleasure.
for having me. Thank you. It's been a while, so I
It's been a while, indeed. It's been
I
a
wanted
while
to,
that we did the lives as well.
yeah, and I'm so glad I could be a part of it. Subscribe, like, if I could, come and check out my channel as well. We have some love for Albania always.
Sean's
Yeah.
challenge.
And
Channel. It's my
Yeah.
mind after that time, after 12.
yeah, and yeah, we love to be here. We love to talk about Eurovision. Thank you for watching.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Let us know about your comments, guys, your thoughts, and anything basically, your feedback. And we look forward to getting reunited with you and also with Sean in the upcoming sessions. Happy Eurovision week and good night or good whatever time it is, wherever you are.
Good night, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Good night. Good night, Sean. Ciao,
Ciao.
ciao.
Good night, guys.
Bye, bye, bye. Ending broadcast.